Coming up today, do the late model national tours need to rethink their early season schedules? We'll talk about that, plus some early weekend cancellations and more. Let's go. It's Wednesday, March 29th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is Dirt Tracker Daily. As you're going to hear about shortly on the show, the World of Outlaws Late Model Series is canceled this weekend, and because of it, we won't see them again until April 20th. And similarly, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, they canceled about 2 weeks ago, Atomic and Brownstown, and they are back until April 21st either. Obviously, Mother Nature has played a role in all of this, but it makes me wonder about the way the schedules are put together for the two national tours. Since East Bay wrapped, we're going on 7 weeks without a Lucas show, and we're still a couple of weeks away from them racing. And we're approaching 6 without an Outlaw race, again with a couple of weeks before we'll see them again. Had it not been for Chris Madden and Brandon Overton getting into it at Cherokee and Ashton Winger and J.R. Smith raging at Southern, there would have been next to nothing to talk about around super late model racing over the past month and a half or so. And I'm thinking today that maybe Lucas and the Outlaws need to rethink how they lay out their schedules to start these seasons. I know that Speed Weeks continues to expand, and in 2023, it started on January 19th and ran basically a full month, encompassing Lucas in Florida and Georgia, the 2 Outlaw Weeks at Volusia. But you start out with all of this momentum with a Wild West shootout, then they go straight to Florida, and there's racing sometimes every single night for several weeks, and now we've had nothing going on for 2 months. There's no way this can be good for business. You don't really see anything like this anywhere else in sports or entertainment. Usually once a season gets rolling, it doesn't stop except maybe for a week or two here and there. You think about like an All-Star break or the Formula One summer break. These tours seize control of the dirt racing conversation right at the start of the year. And at this point, with just a few days left in April, you start to forget where things even stand. I do this every single day because of this show and my website, and I had to go back and look to see who's leading the points and who's done what so far in 2023. If that's true for me, then it's definitely true for everyone else. And when you look at things in recent history, 2023 is not an anomaly here. This has happened plenty of times before for varying lengths of time. And I don't know what the specific answer is here. Maybe we need to look at shifting some of these Florida and Georgia races back a few weeks to kind of fill the void and let there actually be a full dirt late model offseason. Or if series need to quit trying to schedule March races in Ohio and Indiana and Illinois, and instead look to some other regions where the weather might be more apt to play along in the spring. But 8 or 9 weeks without a major super late model race can't be good for anyone involved, and that means the teams, the tracks, or the series. It's almost like this time has become the de facto off season, except nobody can plan anything, like if they want to go on a vacation, because maybe a race might happen and you need to be nearby with your trailer ready to go. When we do finally get rolling again, I'm going to have to do a full-on get back up to speed show on both series so we can all remember where the hell things left off. If you do want some late model action coming up this weekend, there is regional racing with the Spring Nationals, the MLRA, the Southern All-Stars, and some other tracks and series on the schedule. We'll talk about some of those later this week, and hopefully they don't get rained out. Before we move on, if you want to grab a Dirt Tracker shirt or hat this week, I'll throw in a free logo decal with your order. You don't need a coupon code or anything specific. I'll just do it. Click the link below in the description or visit shop.dirttracker.com. We already have cancellations for the weekend rolling in. The first few shows to be dropped are big ones. Atomic Speedway has canceled this weekend's Super DIRTRACKR Series shows on Friday and Saturday because of wet weather and cold temperatures. The big blocks of the Super DIRTRACKR Series will try again on April 15th at Can-Am Speedway. Makes sense to cancel this one early as all of these teams are coming from pretty far away and you don't want them to get all the way there or halfway there and then have to cancel. As a response, Atomic is trying again to do their pre-sale for a pop-up event on Saturday and possibly Sunday if a rain date is needed. Remember, we talked about this back on the Monday show. If they can get to 1,000 pre-sales this week, just like last week, they will run the event. You can see ticket purchase details on their social media channels. And also, like I talked about to kick this thing off, the World of Outlaws Late Model Series has canceled the Illini 100 weekend at Farmer City Raceway. Rain, thunderstorms, and wind are the culprit here. This one was also going to include the Extreme Outlaw Midgets. The late models will be back on April 20th at 411 Motor Speedway, while the Midgets race again on April 14th and 15th at Peevely. If you had tickets to the Illini, your account will be credited, or you can reach out to the Outlaws for a refund. More details are available over at worldofoutlaws.com. And this weekend's ASCS Sprint Car opener at Jackson Motor Speedway has been canceled. So that's twice now their season opener has been pushed back. The National Tour will try again April 7th and 8th at Super B Speedway. They will add a race at Jackson on April 20th as part of a new 3-race stretch through the Mid-South. The stretch is going to include Texarkana and Boot Hill as well. I don't know what Terry Maddox did to the racing gods, but I don't know that a series has had as much bad luck in the past year and a half as the ASCS has had. Between tire stuff and weather cancellations, it's been a little brutal to be the owner of the ASCS. Finally today, I wanted to you guys to see this picture. This is Mountain Creek Speedway here in North Carolina. This is a little 1/6 mile track. It hosts outlaw karts, micros, flat karts. They've got the place in great shape for their first races of the season coming up this weekend. This track is located not far from Mooresville. And I tweeted this morning that it looks like this is what happens when your wife goes on a girls trip and you and the boys get an idea for the back 40. You kind of look at the transformation between what they started with and what they're at right now. I feel like it's almost got like Field of Dreams vibes. Just, a little neat racetrack tucked back in the trees, no grandstands, just a cool place to go racing. Hopefully they get a good car count this weekend as they get started with their 2023 season. Around the other dirt racing shows this week, Wing Nation has Brad Sweet, Ricky Warner, and Brock Zierfoss. Passing Points has Justin Sanders. Dirt Tracks and Rib Racks has Aiden Schmidt and Chet Williams. All Gas No Brakes has episodes with Bucky Doran, Brayton Laster, and Dwayne Keith. Hoagie's Garage has Dustin Cruz and Jade Avedissian, and Dunewich on Dirt has Sean Vardell. There are also new episodes of The Dirt Reporters, The Dirt Nerds, and Dirt Track Confessions. If you want to see that full list of podcasts, episode shows, all the information, links to everything, jump over to DIRTRACKR.com/podcasts. 3 things again on the streaming schedule for today. Millbridge is back tonight with Micros. They got rained out on Tuesday, so their Outlaw Kart program got rained out, but they're back tonight with Micros. That one is on Dirt Vision if you'd like to watch along with Dirt Vision now. There's also Flow Racing 24/7. To see the full daily streaming schedule with links to watch, visit DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight. As is always the case, feel free to leave comments, questions, things like that in the comments below. Certainly appreciate you guys tuning in and leaving your thoughts on the topics we talk about on a daily basis. Hope you guys have a good Wednesday out there. We'll be right back here tomorrow for more.